What's the story about anyway?
Well,
I look at the cover of the book. The book is entitled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
basically it's about this religious camp that has turned into a human experiment prison, and the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. Isn't this different than before?
This is different.
But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyways, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs.
Well, the thing about the limbs is they are a little bit arousing, but...
I just read those parts at home.
That's just...
in my room.
Privately.
By myself.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere.
How did it ever start as a nice story?
Well, it's a nice book.
It starts with a religious camp where people are kept in a prison. Whoa, first off, not a nice story. And then they chop off their limbs.
And breed.
And breed. Oh, gosh. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, loser? You don't like gore porn?
It's not that. I mean, I've seen my fair share. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be so completely different.
And terrifying.
Yeah.
It's just this kind of story. It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyways. Then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again! I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. Just... we need to find a priest right now. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's all right then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts, my whole body, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange, like my whole body. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
That's, I really don't think you have to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all.
That's true. In fact,
I might as well get started reading it, right?
Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but...
What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put into my bag. All right, it's fine if I sit here, right?
No.
Slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Reading in company. The most sexual of experiences.
Touching shoulders, eating chocolate.
All right.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling's somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry.
I was just reading at something.
Yuri.
You really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open.
Yes.
I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
It sure does.
Here.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and folds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way,
Yes.
I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side.
Oh, yes.
But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah.
To turn the page.
Just like last time. Yes. I think I got a bit distracted for a second, sorry. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition.
So
we continue the first chapter in silence.
I kind of assumed that this happened because we wrote a poem that was for Yuri. But, like, our interactions with Yuri really haven't been too different. Where, like, she obviously has feelings for us, and, like, then this still happens. But then we also got the Natsuki thing before.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe, like, I don't know how this game completely works yet. Like, I'm assuming, I have a feeling something bad is going to continue to happen.
I mean, obviously, one of them is going to die.
Probably.
It's probably whoever Monika talks to. Remember when she went and
she
spoke
had
to
a conversation with
Sayori privately?
Yeah.
And then Sayori ran home and didn't walk with you?
Yeah.
I think she's going to have a private conversation with someone else, and that's the person that dies. My guess is that Monika tells them to kill themselves.
There's a good chance that is the case, but I guess we'll find out. Anyway, what I find interesting is that it railroaded us for this one.
Yeah, a little bit.
We didn't want to hang out with Yuri again. We were trying to hang out with Natsuki, and this time it was like, no, you have to hang out with me. I wonder if it's like pre-scripted so that we have to be with Yuri for the second event, or if it's like, I just don't know.
Well, we'll find out.
Yep.
I mean, there's the whole like after school thing that you get to make a choice for.
My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. She says with
I don't tear off
crazy eyes.
limbs and put them onto people to reproduce. Definitely not.
Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all.
That's what you're talking about? Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her.
The killing. Something else?
Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head.
Yuri, are you feeling all right?
Yeah.
Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing's a little...
My breathing?
Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat.
I didn't even notice.
This is different.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
All right, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about?
Loser! Did something just happen now?
Huh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything?
Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh, no, not really. It's perfect. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her.
I mean, we were getting a little shouldersy. No, nothing.
Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming.
All right, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other?
Huh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
No. Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. Let's go with Monika again from the start.
There was a time that we couldn't share a poem. We couldn't read Sayori's poem.
Was there? Was she gone or something one day?
Yeah. She didn't come to the thing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep.
So I think Yuri's gonna die. Hi again, loser. How's the writing going?
All right, I guess.
I'll take that.
As long as it's not going bad, I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece.
I wouldn't count on that.
You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today?
Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monika.
All right. Great job, loser. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical and stupid. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep with poof. Poof's a really deep word, loser. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right?
See, it railroaded us. It made it so that our poem didn't matter. It just sent us to Yuri. So this is
I wonder if that's because we chose the
weird thing.
The weird thing.
I think it would have happened no matter what, if I were to guess. You notice also Yuri's head was the only one down there bouncing around. So that's my thing. I think we just got railroaded.
Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism and poof. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that it's a bad thing, though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. It may kill her. She might be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly the door opens.
Yuri!
I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other.
Already? I'm sorry for being late.
No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed.
All right. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should get my poem now.
But anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted, I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Save me. The colors, they won't bright, beautiful colors. Flat, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, and cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Vibrating, screaming, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a knife on a breathing rib cage. Delete her. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract.
Kind of got me goose pimply a little bit. It's creepy.
I got a little bit. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when, who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
So weird. So strange.
Next time on Loser.
Still, you should at least look over my poem. You'll probably be able to learn something from it. Nope. This is getting so weird, man.
Loser. Why didn't you come read with me today?